Hey guys, welcome back. Today's topic, taking things in moderation. Why is this important and what can this be applied to? So, without further ado,
You go.
I win again. This is
Oh my
you
goodness.
need to work up on
I need to do something because this is ridiculous.
All right, so
Go ahead.
taking things in moderation. So everybody knows that moderation means is excessive of extremes.
So basically, like uh, a bigger amount than what you're supposed to,
Or
right?
Yeah,
Or
less,
or less,
yeah, it's
more or
basically-
less, right?
Yeah, basically the extremes or something.
Right.
So I'm gonna start off and just go off with gaming
Okay.
as a topic.
Okay.
So the reason I say gaming can be applied to this topic is because with gaming, you can sit in front. There is people on Twitch that does this for like 24 hours. I kid you
That's a
not.
lot.
They were
That's a long
streaming,
time.
looking at a screen, playing a game with a controller or a keyboard for 24 hours.
Okay. So like, what is some of the side effects of doing something like that?
So with that, you get hungry.
Okay.
Obviously, you gotta take a break. Which this guy that I was watching, we're not gonna name names,
Mhm.
but the guy that I was watching, he took a couple of breaks, not a lot. He took water breaks, which is like hydration breaks or whatever.
Okay.
But he was really tired, and you could tell because he would, that gaming a lot could your eyes. Blue light hurts your eyes, so when you're looking at your OLED or LCD screen for 24 hours, this is just our example that we're using. 24 hours, it could be 10 or 12 hours or whatever. 8 hours, I would think would be fine. 4 hours would probably be fine. But other than that, after a while, you got to protect your eyes. You got to go to sleep. That blue light just keeps you up.
Okay.
That's why a lot of phones, a lot of laptops, a lot of monitors have the blue light filter
Okay.
that you can turn on at night so you can go to bed. Because basically, the room temperature light, the orange light that everybody hates and it looks ugly,
Okay.
that light is basically your mind sees that light as oh, I'm tired. Compared to the bright blue, cool lights that people see on cars and stuff, that will keep you awake.
Okay.
That's the blue light that's doing that. So
All right.
all the screens and phones and laptops, all of those have blue light
So all the
emitting
devices.
from them. So that keeps you awake. So when you turn that blue light filter on, you'll fall asleep pretty quick. Anyway, back to the subject.
That's an interesting
But,
example
I
of
mean,
a fun fact.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it applies to gaming. It applies to this topic because too much of it could actually, you could get hungry. You could sleep deprive your body, and when you do that, you start speaking in mumbles, hallucinations.
So it sounds like you're saying basically you become fatigued over time.
Yeah, pretty much.
With sleep deprivation
Pretty
and things
much.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes
Yep.
sense. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one topic. That's one topic I came up with.
Yeah. So okay. Let me get in there and get cooking on a few ideas, and then give it back to you. We'll just kind of bounce.
Yeah, we can
ping
bounce
pong,
back. That's fine.
So yeah, with the gaming, that's an excellent example of too much gaming for a prolonged amount of time can definitely have consequences. So you don't want to do that for extended periods of time. I agree with that statement. Tanning. I know a lot of people who like to go tanning. Unfortunately, if you tan too much, too often, you get skin cancer. That's a reality of it. With medicine, we can apply this towards medicine, even over-the-counter medicines. If you take too many ibuprofens, that'll be your last headache. I promise. That will be your last headache, or you're gonna wake up in the hospital. I'm just all right. That's it. Hey, for real.
Not a threat.
It's serious, you guys. And obviously with the illegal narcotics, we know there's far often a lot of people that overdose from those and they die, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
not that we're promoting taking illegal substances.
Yeah, it's just that hey, if you're gonna take medicine, go by the instructions on the bottle.
Right,
Do
absolutely.
not overdo it. There's a reason those instructions are there.
Right. Listen to your doctor.
Just like our topic, be moderate
Right.
about it. You can even take two less. That will actually go into it. If you take two less, obviously it's not going to do anything. So take a moderate amount that's going to help you actually, what you're using the medicine for.
So we've said things that are excessive, but maybe an example of our topic, which is being moderate, taking things into moderation. So what would be the opposite of too much? Not enough, right? Yeah. So with food, and that applies to both, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you starve yourself, you can potentially become anorexic, right?
Right.
But if you overeat, well, then what happens? You become obese, potentially, right? And that's a very real example of not having enough to eat.
Yeah, and that goes back along with, medicine and gaming. When you take medicine, most medicines you have to eat.
Okay.
So, with food, not eating enough food, and then you take a medicine or that pill or whatever, even if it's the right amount, it's gonna tear your body up. With you not eating enough food, your stomach is gonna tell you. I don't know how people don't feel that thing, but oh my God, I know mine personally. Mine would literally start to hurt, and it feels like it's shrinking or something.
Something's going on in there.
It hurts.
I don't really take medicine that much, but I can understand what you're saying.
But even if you don't take medicine, if you don't eat, your body will tell you,
oh, absolutely.
Hey, I need some food. Otherwise, you ain't getting out of bed, or if you get out of bed, you're probably going to be a sloth. It's going to be really slow because your body ain't got no strength, no energy, because you ain't eat enough.
Okay. Well, let's apply this to something else that comes off the top of my head right now. Would be working out. I know I work out pretty frequently. You know that. We used to work out together. But an example of overdoing it, torn ligaments, right? It happens to athletes all the time when they're just pushing themselves too hard. So they get torn ligaments, broken bones, right? An example of the opposite of that would be that they're not enhancing in strength or anything. So if you're going to the gym and you're basically not putting in any work, essentially, then you're not going to get any better. Often not. You might even be a little bit worse when it comes to performance.
Yeah.
Right? So those are two examples from both ends of the spectrum there. Once again, do you have anything else that you wanted to say? I don't want to just word vomit.
I've been
doing that a lot. I'm trying to cut back.
Working out applies just like the rest of it,
right?
If you don't work out, you'll have some muscle, but you're probably not going to be able to lift a book after a while if you don't. That's not true because food does help build muscles even if you don't work out.
Calcium, all those nutrients.
But keep your body healthy and strong. Working out helps because even too much healthy food would be bad for you.
Yeah, Too much. I cannot think of very many examples of something that
Like,
potentially
yeah,
won't
because
cause
everything.
harm. For instance, water, right? Let's just say water. Now, the human body roughly contains about what 60% or so,
Yeah.
right? Something like that. But if you take in too much water, guys, there's something called water intoxication, and that can cause all sorts of problems. Now, it can lead up to death. Theoretically, I don't know of any studies that it has caused death per se, but it can cause a bunch of complications. So it can cause the adverse effect of what you want. You drink a lot of water to stay hydrated. You drink water to stay healthy. I know some people who only drink water. They don't deal with sugary substances of any sort, and that's completely fine. But the point being, you still have to consume water in a moderate amount. Otherwise, there will be detrimental effects potentially.
Yeah, so drinking too much water, that would be like being bloated. Um, I mean,
Okay.
I've drunken too much water to where I'm bloated,
Okay.
and like your kidney fills up. That's what I meant by that. I should have
I was
explained.
kind of like, all right.
Hey,
Well, okay,
your
okay.
kidney is it can only take so much water, and your body can only take so much water. So if you're drinking too much water, you get that feeling of it just sitting there, and then when you get up and walk, you can feel it moving around. To me, that's one of the ways you can figure out that you drunk too much water.
Okay.
Let your body digest that water, because water doesn't just sit there. It gets dispersed out to all the muscles in your body. It gets sent everywhere
Absolutely.
in your body.
Absolutely.
And if it's just sitting there, you might want to take a break from drinking water, go outside, run, sweat it off, or whatever.
I mean,
because
a lot of times it sounds like you have a lot of bathroom breaks.
well,
when I was drinking a lot of liquids that I was using.
True. Which also could be there's a bad habit to everything. Too much of anything at this point is, oh my god.
Too much. Again, too much.
Yeah,
so what are some other examples that we can come up with? Okay. Pleasure, right? That's a good example of it. I think, well, a lot of people, they like to engage in intimate activities of sorts, and most of the time, that feels pleasurable, right? If you're doing the act,
yeah.
If you're doing the act, right? It feels pleasurable.
It should.
It should, right? And that's what it is.
Yeah.
However, there's some side effects to that as well if you do it to the extreme, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you are aroused for too long, then that pleasure turns into pain. And some examples of that would be priapism for men and persistent genital arousal disorder for women. And
PGAD.
PGAD.
Just get it. That
PGAD.
name is ridiculous.
That's long.
You know,
That's what they call it.
I don't understand why scientists make names, or whoever come up with these names make it 5 words long for just a name.
Oh, that one's 4, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I was about to say, you get the point.
I get what you're saying, but still,
you get the point. So,
but the fact remains that, guys, these are very real disorders, and everyone that has had them has described them to be very painful. So you would think that a lot of pleasure, right, a lot of stimulation would feel pretty good. Unfortunately, if you don't take that in moderation, guys, the reality is that it's going to be extremely painful, according to the ones that actually have that.
Right. So, like, what is it? Priapism.
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 Yes,
okay.
priapism.
For men.
For men.
when you take what is it?
Viagra.
Viagra, Cialis,
They tell you, hey, after 4
Hey.
hours of an erection, you need to go see a doctor because
Yeah.
something's wrong.
They're not just telling you that
Right.
so they can, block you. They're not doing that. They're like, hey, I mean, you're going to feel it. I'm sorry, but you are. I mean, after a certain amount of time, with the blood flow continuously going, it's going to hurt.
It's gonna hurt probably
Because for one, your muscles are going to get tired. That's another thing.
Okay.
Muscles will get tired, and then, I don't know what it actually scientifically does, but all I know is it's going to hurt. So,
it's absolutely going to hurt.
Now, what they do at the hospital, I have no idea. You have to look that up. I have no idea.
So, what is something else that we can just throw out there that we should probably take in moderation?
I mean, you can practically, you can practically use anything. Let's go with reading.
Reading. Okay.
So, not enough reading could actually, could help. I mean, well, it's not going to help anything if you don't read enough. But not enough reading. It's. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna say this. It's
maybe it can make you illiterate or something.
It could,
you
yes.
Don't read from an
yes,
early
it
age
could.
On,
if you don't start from an early age on, yes, it could. But let's just say you're a reader young, and then when you got older, like now, how we are,
okay,
you start reading altogether.
Okay.
You could lose a lot of memory.
Okay. So you wouldn't
because
a lot of
reading actually helps your brain to it's like exercise for your brain.
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
Okay.
It helps you think. You have to think. We have emotions. We have memory. We have all these. The brain is really complicated. It controls everything, basically.
Okay.
And reading is exercise for your brain. Also, it helps you learn a lot more things that could help you in life. Kind of like, leveling up yourself.
So reading is basically a stimulant for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, too much reading.
Okay. Too much.
Because I did the last one. Let's do too much reading. Too much reading, your brain can get overworked. It can get tired. Once again, that's just gonna. It'll probably, most people, it might give them a headache, or it might make them tired or something.
Okay. So
but
like
there is side effects of too much reading and not enough reading.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Reading, hey, that's one of them. I honestly try to read a book at least once a month, or at least once every 2 months or something. So. It's healthy for you. I mean, even if you can't read, you can. They have Audible now that you can pick a book and just listen to it.
That's pretty.
I mean, it counts. You can sit there, read along as it actually have pages and everything. You can actually read along.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to read or want to read and want to learn how to read, it's a good way.
Okay.
Good way to do that.
That's a good example. I like that. So do we have anything else to tell our listeners and or viewers about taking things in moderation? And why it's so important?
All of these things that we mentioned is all important. Every single last one of them. So being moderate on a lot of things in life is really important, because it could either some of these things can kill you. Actually,
some of these.
It
some
can.
Of these things.
And we don't want that. No one wants that.
No, we do not.
Yeah. So, So that's. I mean, it's important because you want to stay alive for one. You want to be healthy.
Okay.
And with healthy lives, we live longer. Um, we experience more things, which people like to do, especially me.
All right.
So, I mean, that's what I have. We, I
No,
mean, that's
no, it sounds
pretty much
good.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, no, I think we're good
So,
here. I think.
I mean, if you guys come up with any other things, any other topics that
Yeah, if you
we
guys have
didn't
any
hit,
examples
we kind of
that
hit.
we haven't provided when it comes to taking things in moderation, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
And as always, thank you for stopping by, listening to our conversation, and we will see you guys next time. Hey guys, we hope you guys enjoyed that conversation that we just had. Please feel free to like and subscribe because the YouTube algorithm really helps us out when you guys do that. And feel free to leave a comment. We also have a Apple and Spotify podcast platform. So if you're on the road and you ever want to listen to us have these same conversations, that's a way that you can do it. And that will also help us out as well.
Also, we will be gaming live stream on multiple channels: YouTube, Twitch. Jason would be on YouTube. I would be on Twitch.
Yeah, I'll be on.
I'll be
YouTube.
the Xbox Series X with the new upcoming games and plenty more. Halo Infinite, Forza, Overwatch. They have crossplay now. So come on over and
Well,
join us on Twitch.
if you guys like Xbox, if you guys want to watch a PS5 player, we have RPG games that we'll start off playing with, such as the Miles Morales game, and also we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we have a few other Final Fantasy games on pre-order. And for those of you who like PvP fights, we have Marvel Contest of Champions. I'll be uploading our war videos that we'll be participating in, as well as streaming incursions with other YouTubers on the MCOC. So there's something to look forward to.
All right. So with that being said, we'll be streaming a variety of games. So we hope to see you there.
Take care.
Deuces.